What if I told you there was a pharaoh who tried to erase Egypt's gods, who shut down temples, who ordered priests to bow to a new single deity, and for this he was hated, feared, and remembered as a heretic? This was Akhenaten, a pharaoh who dared to change 2,000 years of tradition and nearly tore Egypt apart. But who was he really? A visionary far ahead of his time? Or a mad king who doomed his dynasty? Let's step into the reign of Egypt's strangest ruler. When Akhenaten took the throne, Egypt was stable, wealthy, powerful. The old gods, Amen, Osiris, Ra, were worshipped across the land. But Akhenaten had a new idea. One god, the Aten, the sun disk. He declared Aten the supreme deity, not hidden, not mysterious, just the glowing sun in the sky, visible to all, life-giver, universal. It was the birth of something shocking, something that looked very much like the world's first monotheism. But there was a problem. The priests of Amun. They were powerful, rich. Akhenaten saw them as rivals, so he closed their temples, confiscated their wealth, and ordered all references to Amun erased. The capital itself was abandoned. Akhenaten built a brand new city, Akhenaten, a place devoted entirely to Aten. Imagine the shock for the Egyptian people. The gods they prayed to for generations suddenly declared false, gone. Was Akhenaten a true believer? Or was this a clever way to crush his enemies and make himself the sole voice of the divine? Akhenaten didn't just change religion. He changed how pharaohs looked. Forget the perfect muscular statues of the past. Akhenaten's images were strange. Elongated head, narrow face, wide hips, almost alien. Some say it was realistic. Maybe he had a medical condition. Others believe it was symbolic, a way to show he was not man, not woman, but closer to the god Aten itself. Even his family was portrayed this way. His queen, Nefertiti, stood beside him as his equal. Together, they raised their children in the light of Aten. This was no ordinary royal family. This was something new, something unsettling. But radical ideas rarely survive. As Akhenaten's reign went on, Egypt began to weaken. Foreign enemies tested its borders. Trade slowed. The people grew restless. The priests plotted in the shadows. The old gods, though banned, still lived in secret prayers. And Akhenaten died. Egypt turned against him with fury. His city was abandoned, his monuments destroyed, his name chiseled out of history. It was as if Egypt itself tried to erase him from memory. Yet Akhenaten's story refused to vanish, because hidden beneath the hatred was something extraordinary. The idea of one God, a God beyond form, a God of light. Was Akhenaten the first monotheist? Did his vision echo down to later faiths? Or was it just coincidence? Historians still argue, but one thing is clear. No pharaoh ever dared to change Egypt so completely, and no pharaoh was punished so brutally for it. So who was Akhenaten? A prophet? A heretic? a dreamer who tried to reach for eternity? We may never know, but his revolution left a scar on Egypt, a reminder that even the mightiest king cannot rewrite belief without a cost. And in our next episode, we turn to a boy who lived in Akhenaten's shadow, a child king who restored the old gods, a name that became immortal through one discovery: Tutankhamun. This is Dusk Times, where history lives forever.